Hey everyone, and welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Go ahead and grab your adventure hats because we are about to kick off a great Indian expedition, and you're coming with me to check out the absolutely incredible landscapes of India. So, have you ever, stared at a map of India and just wondered? Like, why all the different colors and shapes? I mean, why isn't it just one big green blob? Well, the answer is pretty cool. It's because India is jam-packed with some of the most amazing and different landscapes you'll find anywhere on the planet. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to become explorers on a mission. We are going to journey all across the country to see these incredible places for ourselves. So, what do you say? You ready? Let's get this expedition started. All right, first stop on our trip. We are heading way, way up to the very top of India. Picture this, a gigantic wall of snow and rock, standing like a guard. Yep, we've made it to the mighty mountain wall. Now, this isn't just any old mountain range. This is the one, the only, the Himalayas. The best way to think about them is like a giant, snowy wall made of the world's highest mountains right at the top of India. It's almost like nature built its very own fortress. So, what's the big deal about this mountain wall? Well, a few huge things, actually. For starters, the peaks are so crazy high that they're covered in snow all year round. Plus, all that melting snow is what starts India's biggest rivers, like the famous Ganga. And maybe the coolest part? It's home to the tallest #1 peak on the entire planet. And that peak is, of course, Mount Everest. Get this, it's 8,848 meters high. Now, that number is so big, it's kind of hard to imagine, right? So think of it this way. It's like stacking almost 20 of the tallest skyscrapers in the world, one on top of the other. Just, wow. Can you even picture that? Okay, explorers, let's leave those chilly mountaintops behind. We're traveling south now, and you won't believe how much the land changes. It's like a whole new world. Welcome to our second stop, the Great Food Basket Plains. Whoa, talk about a total change of scenery. Just a little while ago, we were in a high, rocky, snowy world. Now, we're in a huge, flat land that stretches as far as you can see. Up in the mountains, it was really hard to grow anything. But down here, the ground is covered in this amazing, rich soil that's just perfect for farming. But that brings up a question, right? What's the secret? How did this land get so perfect for growing all this food? It's not magic, I promise, but it is a really, really cool story about how nature works. Okay, so here's how it happened. It all goes back to those Himalayan rivers we talked about. As they come rushing down the mountains, they pick up and carry these tiny, tiny bits of super good soil called silt. Then, for thousands and thousands of years, the rivers spread all that amazing silt over the flat land. And voila, you get a giant, super fertile food basket. See, it's all connected. No mountains, no rivers. No rivers, no awesome food basket plains. All right, team, the expedition is moving on. We're heading further south, leaving those flat plains in the dust. We're actually going to be climbing up again, but not to mountains. It's something completely different. Welcome to our third stop, the Old Triangle Plateau. So this massive piece of land is called the Peninsular Plateau. And the easiest way to imagine it is to think of a giant upside-down triangle. But it's not pointy and sharp like a mountain. It's more like a huge, flat tabletop that's been lifted way up high. And get this land is super, super old. We're talking one of the oldest parts of the entire planet. Since it's made of really hard rock, it's not the best for farming. But it's hiding all sorts of treasures underground, like coal and iron. Oh, and running along the edges of this giant tabletop are these long lines of hills called the Ghats. Okay, for our last big stop on this expedition, we're doing a 3-for-1 deal. It's a quick tour of some of the other amazing places you'll find at the edges of India. We're going to see coasts, deserts, and islands. Let's go! First up, if you go to the sides of that giant plateau we were just on, the land slopes down and down until it meets the sea. This creates these long, flat strips of land called coastal plains. And what are coastal plains famous for? You guessed it, beaches. Lots and lots of beautiful, sandy beaches. Now, let's zip over to the northwest for another massive change. Welcome to the Great Indian Desert. It is a huge area of hot, dry sand. I mean, think about it. We started in snow, and now we're in a sea of sand. Talk about opposites. And we can't finish our tour without this last part. We gotta check out the islands. Floating out in the beautiful blue seas surrounding India, there are two main groups of them. They look just like little green jewels sitting on the water. And that's a wrap on our expedition. Wow. Let's think about where we've been. We went from towering, icy mountains to flat, green plains. We climbed an ancient plateau and crossed a sandy desert. It's pretty clear, right? India isn't just one kind of place. It's like a bunch of different worlds all inside one country. So, let's do a quick check of our expedition log. We have the Northern Mountains, where you find the world's highest peaks, the Northern Plains, which is India's food basket, the super old Peninsular Plateau, the beachy coastal plains, the hot and sandy Great Indian Desert, and finally the islands. 6 totally different, totally incredible regions. And here's the main idea, the big takeaway from our whole trip. It's all this variety that makes India so, so special. Every single one of these landscapes, from the snow to the sand, from the mountains to the sea, they all fit together perfectly, just like pieces in a giant, amazing jigsaw puzzle. You know, there's this really great way to think about it. The quote says, "The geography, the land itself, is like a giant stage. And all of India's history and culture, that's the play that's been happening on that stage for thousands of years. The land has shaped everything." Pretty deep, right? So, I've got one last question for you, my fellow explorers. After everything we've seen today on our journey, if you could pick just one of these amazing places to actually visit, which one would it be? Would you climb the huge Himalayas, relax on a sunny beach, explore the giant desert, or visit those little green islands? Think about it. Thanks so much for coming on this expedition with me today.